Now I don't really know how to title this video and how to really sort of come across in it, because it's obviously going to come across as a drama slash hate sort of video, and CG are definitely going to see it like that, but it's genuinely not really my intentions, and I'll get onto that later in the video. But essentially today I'm just going to be talking about what's sort of been happening over the last week or so. It's like a bit of a spoiler, it's not really anything, but it's still something which I feel like is quite important, and like I said, I'll explain later in the video sort of my intentions for this video, and yeah. But what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Now, like I said, in today's video I'm sort of going to be explaining sort of what's happening between like MVP and CG, which as I've mentioned isn't much, and that's why this video isn't really a drama video. Like, it's not me trying to expose CG or anything. It's I've got no time for that. It's fucking boring. At the end of the day, I don't hate CG, I don't hate It's Jack, or anything like that. And yeah. Now on the 4th of January of this year, MVP clan warred CG. Now, if you remember back in like October where we clan warred the NRA clan, which was ran by Zorks, it's sort of, I guess you could say, like rebranded into CG, and if I'm being honest, it's definitely in a better place than NRA was, even though NRA, the scoreline between like MVP and NRA was 10-6 to MVP, and the CG clan war, it was 10-4 to us. Obviously we played different teams, blah blah blah, so not really relevant too much, but the point I'm trying to make is CG is kind of what NRA evolved into. And Zorks obviously led NRA and then became the co-leader of CG, which was ran by his in-life friend Jack, or It's Jack on YouTube. Now, I actually became pretty good mates with Jack through the start of CG, and I was sort of keeping up to date with what they were doing. Obviously, bear in mind this was after the departure of UG, like months ago before this, so I really wanted like a new clan to sort of potentially have a rivalry with, like we did with UG. And when I say rivalry, I don't mean drama, I just mean Fortnite based rivalry, a bit like what MVP and UG had, which obviously, you know, the boys came up on top. And the same plan was, you know, to sort of bring back that the sort of community we had back in like season 10, like the prime time of clan wars and stuff like that, and essentially regrow it. And it kind of worked, it didn't really. Obviously that was the build up for CG versus MVP in like December for January the 4th, as I mentioned. And obviously, yeah, I kept up to date with what CG were doing. They got some pretty decent players with the likes of Cappy and Zero coming in, and the team they played against us, it was a 3v3 that they decided on their terms. It was Cappy, Zero, and a guy called Plurs, I believe, and the team we played was Chaz, Tentra, and Harry. And obviously, like I said, the score was 10-4. Now obviously Jack said that they had a good chance of winning, and they won obviously 4 rounds, which was pretty good, to be fair. Like, it was pretty good. Now Jack did obviously make it known to us that Cap and Zero were going to be a threat. They're like decent, and like, to be fair, they are decent. It was only like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that we were sort of interested in Cappy joining our team. This was when Jack, I don't know, I can't remember when it was. Jack obviously left CG at some point. I don't know if it was in the same time zone, but regardless, we were actually interested in recruiting Cappy to our team, which he did turn down in the end, which, I mean, I respect the loyalty. It did sort of come out like a week after that Jack was actually paying his team, which I don't have any issues with. Obviously I have my opinion on it, but I'm going to keep that to myself because this isn't a hate video. Yeah, I don't know if that's the reason Cappy said no, but regardless, it's his choice sort of thing, and I do respect his loyalty nonetheless. Now, skipping forward a few weeks from that, and a pretty sad day for MVP happened. We lost the likes of Rusa, Tentra, and Raz on the same day, 3 pro team players at the time, and it was a pretty sad day, and obviously we knew that we had to get some replacements pretty quickly. Now, bearing in mind, after we beat CG 10-4, they wasn't really saying much in terms of clan war and MVP, because if I'm being honest, our team was sort of miles ahead at that point regardless, and obviously with the likes of Rusa, Tentra being in the team, definitely a huge scare for CG, seeing as obviously how Tentra performed in the last clan war, despite Chaz, in my opinion, being like player of the match. So that's sort of a rip-off from football, but man of the match, I guess you could say. And obviously when Rusa, Tentra, Raz left, on the very same day, if I'm not mistaken, Jack contacted me and Cappy contacted me saying, let's clan war. Now, me, Chaz, Tsunami, sort of like the staff of MVP, we were a bit baffled really, because we were just there like, all this time have been quiet, and the second 3 key players leave, they want to clan war. And this what sort of started this whole CG only want to clan war if MVP loses key players sort of segment. And to be honest, there is evidence to back it up, because me, Chaz, VC'd Jack and Cappy. So Jack obviously the leader, I'm the leader. Chaz is sort of the head of the FORTNITE team, and I believe Cappy's co-leader of their team. And we VC'd, and Chaz basically said that he reckons, and MVP reckoned, that once we actually get some replacements, then CG aren't going to want to clan war. And that sort of seemed to happen because we recruited the likes of Rix and Razor. Rix's video is on the MVP channel, which you can subscribe to in the description. Razor's video is going to be coming out in like the next day or two. You can see some of his clips in the team touch as well. But yeah, we recruited those two, and we sort of contacted CG again, being like, right, we'll clan war, and they were a bit hesitant to respond. And then they finally called us out, but it was only a few days after we recruited someone called Stacked, who were trying to sort of influence into creating a YouTube channel, because he could definitely gain a lot of subscribers from it and have a lot of fun with it. So that hopefully will be coming soon. Now, moving back on track, I sort of didn't know what to do with the CG clan war after they called us out, because I initially thought that we sort of didn't need to, because we have plans on just moving on to bigger things. Like, we've sort of dominated our own community like bubble that we've had for a good couple of months now, almost a year if you think about it. Obviously with like the UG and like all these other clans that have been created and challenged us, and even clans outside of the community we've beaten, the likes of TPS and DX and stuff like that. And we sort of just thought we would leave it behind. But after I heard that Jack was like criticising my leadership, which I didn't really care, like I didn't, but like I think as a pride thing and stuff like that, I kind of just wanted to beat him, just so I can turn around and be like, you know, you called me a shit leader, but at the same time I just beat you. And I think I actually made him apologise for talking shit, because a bit of a pride thing once again. I'll roll the clip now.
Right, so what's this apology then?
I want you to say sorry, because I heard you were chatting shit about my leadership.
I'll say sorry if we actually can.
No, I said I'll consider discussing a clan war if you apologise for talking shit.
Okay. I apologise.
There we go. Now that clip was just after CG had called Chaz out to 1v1 Zero, because apparently Zero could clap him. That's exactly what we've been told that CG said. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently they could clap him. Oh, Zero could clap Chaz. So Chaz 1v1'd him. He was 7-3 down to Zero, to be fair, but put Zero under a lot of pressure, and Zero, to be honest, choked every single time, with all due respect. And Chaz did like come out victorious in that 1v1. So I guess you could say it's an L that CG took, but like it's a 1v1 at the end of the day. But the reason we sort of consider it an L is obviously because Zero streams 1v1s and stuff all the time. Chaz mainly plays comp, he doesn't really do box fights, and the fact that he still beats someone that sort of bangs it out, fair play. Obviously I guarantee CG will turn around and be like, he doesn't actually bang it out, but it's fine, like it's fine, just relax. Now, as promised, I did contact Jack about a clan war. Now, bearing in mind, in the first clan war that we did, they decided the team size. They decided it was a 3v3. They decided, I'm pretty sure what day it was, but we decided the time. Bearing in mind, they called the 1v1 between Zero and Chaz, and you know, seeing as Chaz won, we felt like we were in a very, and seeing like we won the clan war as well, and we've sort of felt that we were in a very strong position to call what the clan war was going to be next time, seeing as it was them that wanted the clan war. And I contacted him, and I think in the clip I said that we wanted to do a 4v4, and he was just completely denying it. I don't know if he was just trying to take control, and to be honest, at that point I should have just left it. Like I could have I could have just left it and be like, right, fine, you're not getting the clan war that you so desperately want then. And he would have just disappointed his own team, and that would have been it. But I messaged him and I was like, I'll give you to the end of tomorrow to basically decide if we're doing a 4v4 or not. To which he replied, we're not doing the 4v4. And then Cappy had messaged me basically saying he was still deciding, and that's why I messaged Jack in the first place about that. And he basically said it wasn't happening. And then I was like, alright, fine, we'll do a 3v3, but seeing as it should be like on our terms, as like a sort of downside to you lot getting to choose again, we get a 1-0 head start. Not that we need one, if I'm being completely honest, not like we need one. But he basically said no, and it got to a point where I was like, alright, fine, do you know what? I want to beat you in a clan war, so we'll just do the normal 3v3. To which he basically said, what's your team? And I said the team that we were going to play was Harry, Razor and Stacked. And He said his team would be Cappy, Zero and Apo, and then he basically said that I could not even think about changing my team, otherwise the clan will be off, and if a player couldn't make it on the day that it was meant to be happening, then we'd have to delay it until they could play. Now, I want you to remember the whole "you're not allowed to change your team, otherwise the clan will be off" line, because in Zero's 1v1 stream, like a day or two after, they found a player that Loki slapped Zero in a 1v1 build fight, and there's a clip of them basically saying that they're going to cheat and use him in the clan war.
We want to join, we'll ask him for a favour to play in the clan war. I don't mind cheating to fucking get him in. I want to beat it. I want to beat him.
Just say he's in the.
Now, essentially, I messaged Jack about it, and then all of a sudden, Apo couldn't make it because his family was coming over from Greece. So I was like, do you know what? Give me a minute, I'll call Apo and I'll see what's happening. And Apo pretty much told me on the spot that it was lies, it was a massive lie that Jack had made up, which didn't really surprise me, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, the clip sort of speaks for itself if you think about it, and yeah, Apo's family from Greece was never coming over. I don't even know if Apo has family from Greece. If he does, then I'm sorry, but yeah. And essentially, yeah, he had to play this new guy, and I thought, well, hang on a minute, you told me that if one of my players couldn't make it, instead of changing the teams, we've got to delay it until they're available. But then, apparently, Jack just wants to get it over and done with. So it's okay when it's CG doing it, but if it was MVP doing it, then it's not allowed. And I put this in perspective. I said, if we were going to be playing Stimpy, Razor and Stacked, and then all of a sudden we recruited Rusa, and then Stimpy couldn't make it because his family was coming over from Greece and we had to play Rusa, we both know that CG would not clan war, they'd call it off and basically saying that we were just trying to make the teams unfair so we can win. So the reason I was baffled by it was, how the fuck is it okay for CG to do it, but if MVP try and do it, it's a no, complete no, it's not allowed. So I was just baffled, to be honest, and it sort of just led to the demise of the clan war. And I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to prove CG wrong, I'm going to prove CG wrong one more time. And I say I was going to prove him wrong, it was more going to be Stacked. Now this recruit that Zero found in his live stream basically said, I think Cappy said he could like 10-0 that Stacked kid. Apparently he didn't actually mean it, but then again he said that after Stacked 1v1 this guy and kind of embarrassed him. So yeah, now CG apparently denying it because Nick is taking rounds off. I did have the clip somewhere, I think I deleted it when I was just mass deleting clips, but if they don't believe me, then get Nick and Stacked to 1v1 again, and then CG members can actually watch it and see for themselves. Now I was actually messaging Cappy loads, basically saying that you need to join and watch this because this kid is massively overrated. He said no because they were 2v2ing, so do not blame me, right, for lying when CG weren't even there to sort of see it for themselves. And that's not a dig at Cappy, by the way, he didn't say that I was lying, just for the record. Now one thing I want to address really quickly is what happened in Jack's stream on Sunday. Now essentially what had happened was we were kind of trying to make the best out of a bad situation, seeing as we sort of knew the clan war wasn't going to happen. After Stacked destroyed that Nick kid, they kind of just seemed scared at this point because they're just taking L's after L's. That's the way we sort of saw it. Obviously they're going to disagree, like we all know they're going to disagree, but like, come on, like let's be adults about this now, like come on. Essentially, yeah, so Jack was streaming customs, I was about to stream customs, but I thought, you know what, let's just have some fun. And obviously, yes, from Jack's perspective, we kind of ruined the games, and for that I do apologise, but from our standpoint, it was for comedic value. And to be honest, I'll roll the clips in a minute. Jack sort of found it funny as well, if we're being honest with ourselves. But anyways, I'm going to roll our perspective, then I'm going to roll Jack's perspective. Essentially what happened was, it was duos, and I went with a duo, Stimpy went with a duo, and loads of other people went with a duo. Actually, I was with Stimpy, but yeah. And we sort of just had a bit of fun, and you'll kind of see what happens. And yeah, I'll roll the clips now.
Oh, no.
Here's a shot.
Oh, well, that's
It's
them.
all of them. It's all of them. Look, it's about 10 of them. Ah! Look at all of them. Woohoo!
Oh,
They're
no.
so sad.
Is that all MVP?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the f... Why are they doing that?
So sad.
For God's sake, now they're gonna be spectating me, Jack, and they're gonna be
So
offensive.
sad.
Now, like I said, this video isn't to piss CG off. I'm sure it will, but there's not much I can do. But the reason I'm making this video isn't, like I said, to piss them off, but it's to try and just get this clan war sorted. Like, you clearly want it, we want it, let's just make it happen. Like, literally, I've said to Apo to say in your server that if you want to use these 2 players that you're originally going to cheat with and use, then use them. We'll play our best team, you play your best team. Obviously, your clan are basically saying that, you know, we're scared. That's what I've been told, and stuff like that. Obviously, Jack apologised for calling me it, but he did say I was a shit leader, so it's the same thing, sort of. Like, just talking smack, essentially. Let's just get the clan war done, and then see who's victorious. But at the end of the day, it's not going to happen unless someone says something, because Jack's ignoring my messages, and then now saying that I'm not even messaging when I am. So let's just make it public then, fuck it. I'm not going to be making, like, loads of videos on CG. I just want to get the clan war sorted, and hopefully it will. So Jack, if you're watching, which you probably are, let's be honest, you probably wouldn't have watched this far, but you've definitely watched this video, actually DM me or call me. I'm not going to be a dick to you, I'm actually going to be nice. I want the clan war done. This video isn't to piss you off, this is not me trying to slate you at all. Like I said, I am sorry for obviously your stream being a bit like ruined and stuff. I can understand where you'd be coming from then, but at the end of the day, it was just for fun and games. I suppose you sort of saw the fun in it as well. And to be honest, well, like I said, we just want the clan war sorted. Like, should message me, DM me, or Cappy, your co-leader. I feel like you have a say in it as well. Like, just get the clan war sorted and go from there. Anyways, it's been your boy MvPELLIOT. Thanks so much for watching, and take care. And hopefully, within the next couple of days, CG versus MVP will be announced again, and we have something to look forward to. Anyways, goodbye.